Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Extra Time TV, and we are going to get into the action. There's only one thing to really talk about, the Euro 2016 final. Portugal has won. Ronaldo has made history with Portugal. You know, love him or hate him, the guy has gotten an international title. Kevon, what do you think about the game?
Euro 2016.
Yes.
It came to a crescendo at the Stade de France in Saint-Denis.
Yes.
Game ended 1-0, thanks to an extra time goal from the Lille striker, Eder.
Yes.
Now, throughout the game, France, yes, they were on the front foot, but that injury to Ronaldo meant that Portugal had to change tactic. It also meant that France had to change how they would attack because there was no one to concentrate on the defensive part of the game.
Yeah.
So, in the end, it shows you how fine football is, the margins. Look at Gignac Smith.
Yeah.
Football is really fine margins.
Yeah, it's amazing. A lot of people, there's a lot, the response to this is interesting. Some people are saying, Portugal deserve to win, whatever. I don't like to say that. I don't ever like to dismiss a team. They entered the tournament, they won. Whether you like their football or not is that's entirely upon you. People interpret football in different ways. The game itself was very interesting because France, Kevin, I thought France did an Argentina where they created chances. They created chance after chance. When I realized that the game was over after seeing finals for over 20 years, I've been looking at finals. When Griezmann missed that header in the second half that he normally puts away, I said to myself, this is it, France not going to score any goals.
Was that omen, really?
Yeah, it is exactly that. I was like, oh my God, this looks familiar. I saw this with Argentina before. But the French players look noticeably stressed. I was looking at the game with some friends, and I was like, the French looked like the game was already lost, like the expectation. We spoke about it in the preview. We said that France usually thrives on this, but it looked like they did not have that. They looked like they were so burdened by it. And Portugal looked relaxed. Portugal looked like they were just there. They were surprised to even get there. I shouldn't say surprised, but they were essentially, they didn't have the psychological load that France had. They already exceeded expectations and it came to play. And I think the French made a mess of things.
I think with France, the fact that Moussa Sissoko was the outlet, was their best player, shows you how much the other players underperformed. The likes of Pogba, Andre, in my opinion, Pogba was really disappointing, but he tried too hard. He spent too much time on the ball, dilly-dallying, trying to get the perfect cross or the perfect shot or the perfect skill move. When he plays with freedom, like how he does with Juventus, it's much better. But the French team, to me, lacked a bit of leadership on the attacking part of the field. In defense, Evra and Cristiano did okay. I know they conceded, but they did well. But in the attacking third, no one really took the game by the scruff of the neck, apart from Sissoko, and he's not the best of finishers or the most elegant of players. So what the game needed was an Henry, a guy to really open up defenses, but yet was calm and composed on the ball under pressure. Portugal, on the other hand, I was impressed by their back four and goalkeeper. Rui Patricio, the Sporting Lisbon keeper, he was unbeatable. He looked so dominant whenever he came out of his 6-yard box. And every cross he took, his face exuded confidence. You knew one from your goalkeeper. And Font and Pepe, they were rock solid at the back.
Yes, they were.
Pepe, header after header, he was actually so dominant really. And Jose Font was a perfect foil for him because Font is a really tall, relaxed guy. So it was the perfect complement. And in midfield, I don't agree with the notion that Portugal came to defend. Everyone's saying it, but I totally disagree. Reason being is that when a team comes at you with purpose, like France did, you are naturally pushed back. Portugal didn't play catenaccio. They were in Greece. They just got pushed back, and they have attacking players. So France, on the other hand, they knew that Portugal have their attacking flair, so they couldn't press forward too much because Portugal had weapons. Nani, Quaresma, Ronaldo when he was there, and Renato Sanchez. So it wasn't an all-out hand-to-the-pump defensive tactic that we knew. It wasn't a park the bus, far from, in my opinion.
I agree with you. I think it's wrong to dismiss them as, they were defending. We said it in all our previews that it wasn't the prettiest, but as a fan of the tactical side of the game, Portugal had maintained through the entire tournament, played to their strengths. We said if Portugal had to have a chance to win this final, we know the French were going to attack. They had no injuries, they were going to pin the Portuguese back, and essentially they did what they were supposed to do. They defended, they ensured that the French did not score, they neutralized all their attacks. No, the French did create opportunities. They should have taken some, but they relied on counter-attacking and set pieces. And every time they got a corner, it looked like they were going to score. And it's obvious that they knew that. They knew this is where, and they obviously practiced it in training because they knew that set pieces, free kicks, and counterattacks were the way to go. And they executed it perfectly, I thought. The French have nobody to blame but themselves. I think it's, as I said before, it's wrong to dismiss the Portuguese as just defending. They had a plan. It's classic counter-attacking football. When Ronaldo came off, though, a lot of people thought it was done and dusted for Portugal. Did you think that Ronaldo coming off made things easier for the Portuguese and made things difficult for the French? Because a lot of people are saying, the French planned their tactics around Ronaldo being on the field. He comes off, the French looked like they were confused, and the Portuguese looked like they were almost like the other players took responsibility. What do you think about that?
In my opinion, Ronaldo going off was not good for Portugal at all. But Ronaldo, the player he is, throughout the tournament, throughout qualifying, throughout his entire Portuguese career, his players relied on Ronaldo for bailing them out. And this is the one game that Ronaldo needed his teammates. And they showed up. Defensively as they will, they showed up, and that was important. France, yes, the tactic was to continue Ronaldo, and that probably would left them with a bit more time on the ball that they wouldn't really, they didn't thought that they would have gotten. So it changed the dynamic of the game. I was pretty sad to see him go down because I want to see Ronaldo play the top of his game, which was probably the most important game of his career. He went down. So France are now, they must now pick up the pieces. But in my opinion, yes, they have a really good attacking lineup going forward. Their fullbacks need to change. Evra and Sanya, they're just too old. Evra's 35, Sanya's 33. So apart from that department, France, I think they're okay. Psychologically though, Griezmann. He lost this year's Champions League final. Lost this final. Pogba lost last year's Champions League final. So you gotta hope that these young players, they don't have any psychological burden going forward, and they can actually maintain their confidence, because both of them they're really good friends and they're confident individuals. They can't let this tie them down. They are young. World Cup 2018 is around the corner, so they gotta aim for that. Interesting point. We seem to be talking about this a lot, the psychological aspect of the game, which in the Copa Centenario and the Euros, you could tell Pogba, a lot was expected of Pogba. He didn't. I thought for the final, as you said before, the weight of expectation way down on him, and they looked frustrated. There was even a point where they captured a shot of him arguing with remonstrating with him.
And it's like, that's not what you want to see in a final. You need composure, and you were right. They needed a leader. Where I noticed they were very deficient. Where I shouldn't say deficient because they had a really good team, but what they really missed, as you said Thierry Henry. A Zidane type character, a guy who could stop because they were attacking a lot, and maybe they needed to be a bit more pragmatic.
So the only place of the game, even Griezmann, and he's all out pace on attack. A guy like Zidane would have dictated the tempo,
and been a bit more precise. And I think they missed that, and it showed. And in the end, when it was approaching the night, yes, they created chances, but it was almost like it was panicky. And I'm trying to make comparisons. I don't like to make comparisons, but the Copa Centenario final, and this showed Argentina did the same thing France did, where they looked panicky. Aguero would make shots, that were more reflex and calculated. And Griezmann is a great striker, and this is going to haunt him. He lost those finals, and they have to basically rebuild. What I saw is that they're psychologically very weak, so hopefully they'll learn from this tournament. But kudos to Portugal. They've made history. Kevon did a very interesting blog about this. You can check that out in the description below, telling you about the highs and lows of Portuguese football.
That's past 20 years of progression or disappointment. It's a very interesting read too.
And now basically they have gotten their hands on the title, and it basically takes us to our next topic. So Kevon, Euro 2016 is done. No more international football. Copa Centenario is gone. Portugal has won, they've made history. But the feedback from the tournament has been pretty interesting. A lot of people are saying that this hasn't been a great tournament. In fact, a lot of people had some harsh words for the tournament. A lot of people saying it's boring, it wasn't exciting, the football wasn't really all that. I had some issues with some of the games. I'm going to read out some of the quotes online. Some people saying it was bloated, protracted, and boring. And then there was an article on goal.com with people saying that Portugal winning is a indicator of how terrible the tournament was. Kevon, what do you think about the tournament? Do you think that it was boring? Do you think it was tactical? Do you think it was exciting? What do you think?
Having looked at a lot of tournaments throughout my life, Andre, it's not up there with respect to tournaments. But it to me was better than World Cup 2010 and Euro 08.
Yes.
And Italian 90, of course. But it wasn't the best. No.
I agree.
Because sometimes you judge a tournament by the amount of great games you get. And during this tournament, the Hungary Portugal game stood out. The Croatia games, all the Croatia games stood out for me, as well as the game, the last one between Wales and Belgium. Those are really good games. But other than that, not much to choose from. But being bloated, I don't see that to be a problem. Reason being is that we live in the modern times. Europe has much more countries right now. They broke up the Soviet Union, Czechoslovakia, Yugoslavia. You have all these new countries now. So give them the chance to actually take part in a tournament. So I was really happy that I got to see more teams, more football, but also going forward, keep the 24 teams. Keep it.
A lot of people, like I myself, this is a topic that keeps coming up. The issue of the format. Now the question was about the actual, content or the style of play. I think it's correlated with, in my eyes at least, the format. In my eyes, is that I think if you're going to have a championship, you have the qualification. You filter all the weaker teams and the best make it, which I think is probably the best way. Now the World Cup has 32 teams. The Copa America usually has 12, except for this time around they did things a little differently.
It was fun this round.
And it worked. And I think it really comes down to your personal preference. So for example, some people, the connoisseurs of the game believe that eventually the elites will rise to the top. And sometimes I heard people saying this even about the World Cup. Some people actually arguing the World Cup should have less teams. That they're saying that, why have these teams? Because eventually the usual suspects are going to go. I agree and disagree. Because yes, okay, they are going to make it. But there's no harm seeing a team like Trinidad or a small team going and
Iceland.
Iceland won over a lot of people. Now my initial thought was I didn't really like the larger format. I was like, I don't know, I think it's fine how it was. But then teams like Iceland and Wales and Ireland, both Irelands, I liked what they did. They made the tournament interesting for me because the traditional teams were the boring ones. And the new guys are the ones who came in with this new flavor and made things spicy and made the group stages interesting. There's an argument now that, which is another topic. So, okay, the third place playoff is rubbing people the wrong way apparently. Some people are using the argument that, but this is something that is hardly new. It has been done in tournaments before. So, I don't think people should really criticize it that much. It's just a lot of people are trying to, whether it's fair or not, you all could decide, we'll put it in the poll up here. The fact that Portugal came third in their group, a lot of people are holding that against them, which is wrong. I disagree with that. But that's my view. That, all right, under normal circumstances, they would have been out in the first round. And that the third round thing gave them a chance that they normally would not have gotten in another tournament. So there's so many factors to discuss in this.
And if I'm not mistaken, in the 94 World Cup, Italy placed third, and look where they made it to the final. So I think that third place whole debacle, it's not a debacle for me. Because tournaments, it's set and it's your responsibility as a player to get out of the group. No matter how you get out, once you get out, you do good.
It's not the teams. Just if that's the format they decide, you go for it. It's like Champions League with the third spot that goes into the UEFA or Europa League. Kevon will get offended by that. But I agree. I think that my assessment is it wasn't the greatest tournament. It had some games, I won't lie to you, I was literally bored at times. But there were some games that were really exciting, like Iceland. So I can't say the tournament as a whole was boring. There's an issue where people compare now, because I think this side of the world is more exposed to the Copa America in the last couple of years, that they start making comparisons which one is more, exciting. But what I'd like to say is that, what do you all think? Do you all think the Euro was boring? Was it exciting? Let us know. Yes, no, if it was exciting or not. I think it was in between. So I should probably put a maybe option in the poll.
Yeah.
But there were some highs, there were some lows. I think my last favorite Euro tournament was 2000. That was my favorite. 2004 had some moments that I really liked.
2004. To me, that stood out for me.
Yeah, 2004 had some very memorable moments. And
yeah.
The penalty shootout against England.
Portugal, England.
Yeah, that game was exciting. I wanted Portugal to win, but I will not digress because I'll talk all night. But the interesting topic, which will be the next thing, is that a lot of people compare the Copa Centenario and the Copa and the Europa League. So I think the tournament was okay. What do you think? What's your verdict?
Copa America, I loved it.
Yeah.
More teams, we got to see CONCACAF have a bigger influence. And I think the host country depicts and sets the tone for a tournament.
Yes.
And the US, they threw a really good party.
Yep.
And that's what it was. It was a party. And France, they threw, to me, a good Euro. Logistically, they were pretty adept and pretty good with how they deal with their transport and their people. Remember, before the tournament, other thoughts were on tourism and safety. Yeah. Apart from that Russia-England game, when those two sets of fans went out, it was all good, Yeah.
Common denominator.
Yeah. So, but the Copa America, I enjoyed it because we saw good football. And let's look at it. Let's draw a comparison. In the Americas, teams like Ecuador, even Chile, Colombia, the level has been elevated over the past 10 years.
Yes.
Whilst in Europe, some of the teams' level decreased.
Yes.
Because it's tighter games in South America. Remember back in the day, back in the 90s, remember it was Brazil, Argentina, they were roll over most teams.
Yeah, they were just a foregone conclusion.
Yeah, that's not the case anymore. Your Costa Ricas, your Ecuadors, your Paraguays are really good now. Whereas in Europe, the quality of teams, when you look at Italy, not so good anymore. Turkey dropped a bit. Czech Republic dropped a lot. So the quality, it's quite different.
Yeah, it's definitely. I don't like to use the word leveling off. I think because that's an easy way to cover the cracks for those established superpowers. I actually think you're spot on. Italy has definitely went down in terms of development. England, people like to make fun of England with good reason, but England, has definitely reached an all-time low. Although I think right now that they have a decent squad, but England is a good example that England may have a team for the future.
What about the Dutch?
Yeah, what was the Dutch? They're no longer the Flying Dutchman. I don't know what's wrong with the Dutch. It's amazing how far they fell, and it just it underlines what you're saying.
Yeah.
That this is a team that was close to the finals and took Argentina to the wire, and then it just collapsed. Argentina got to the final and they continued, but Europe has that problem, and you saw it with Iceland. Iceland came in and shocked a whole bunch of people. The Copa Centenario is something, and this is something in the Caribbean region, I think in the Trinidadian region, a lot of people have a tendency to think, and maybe it's because the influence of English media on our side of the world, that the European tournaments are vastly superior. It's ironic that in the English-speaking Caribbean, we are now getting exposed. This excludes people who follow football. But in the last 8 years, the English-speaking Caribbean has really been exposed to the Copa America, and people are starting to realize there's a reason why it's a massive following on this side of the world. You have the Brazils and the Argentinas and the Uruguays. Venezuela is a team that was normally known as a walkover. I have never seen a really boring Copa America yet. It's filled with, you have the football aspect, which is exciting. It's also filled with drama.
Controversy.
Yeah, it has everything in terms of a casual fan you'd want to watch. And the Centenario prove that. They had lots of things that the wrong anthem being played. In terms of infrastructure, the Americans are really good at organizing tournaments. A lot of people were wondering, why would you have a Copa America in the US? It's a centenario, the celebration of the two confederations. And I think for now, South America and the Copa America has the edge. I think the Euros have definitely, I will never say that it's low to the point where it's unwatchable, but I think they need to start figuring out something. Maybe the desire to win supersedes the desire to entertain. And maybe that's the problem. Maybe it's just a cultural thing. Who knows? It all comes down to your preference, what you like. I have friends who like tactical football. They will always like the Euros. I have friends who like the flair and, chaos, beautiful chaos of South American football. So, for me at least, and maybe you all will vote. See, I'm ordering the fans. Let us know what you think. Do you like the Copa Centenario or do you like the Euro 2016? Which one is your favorite? Vote and comment below and let us know why.
Yeah.
So Kevon, Portugal has won the Euros. There's an argument that seems to never, no matter how much you try to avoid it, no matter how neutral you try to be in the situation, it keeps coming up. Ronaldo versus Messi.
Yeah.
I think the whole thing is ridiculous, but it's an issue that needs to be discussed. Well, debatably. But Ronaldo has won the Euros. A lot of people are saying, does the fact that Ronaldo, now that he has the international title, does it put him in front of Messi now because he has that international title? What do you think about it? Is that a fair statement? What do you think?
First of all, let's just be happy we can see these two players in their prime right now on earth, because when they retire, it's not going to be the same. We will miss them.
Yes.
But two different types of players, emotionally, and their characters are different. Does it put Ronaldo above Messi? I'll be a bit skeptical. I mean, I really like Ronaldo, and I like that he's a machine and he's self-made.
Yeah.
And everything he does is more. He's a really dedicated guy. You can see that by his mannerisms, his leadership skills. Messi relies more on his talent and he's less vocal, and I would say less of a leader than Ronaldo. So in terms of putting Ronaldo above Messi, it's debatable. I think if Ronaldo played this entire game and if he sort of single-handedly scored goals to lead Portugal to victory in the final, then I would be more leaning towards that side.
Yeah.
But I'm just happy he got a title. If Messi got a title, I'll be happy as well.
Yep.
But it was great for Portuguese football, and Ronaldo's part of it. Many legends before, Eusebio, Figo, Rui Costa didn't have his title, and Ronaldo does. So good for him.
And doesn't make them any less of a player because they didn't win.
Yeah.
Which is the argument I like to say, because evaluating a player's quality by international tournaments was something I always disagreed with. There's this general thought process that you need to win a national title. In order, now I have a very special place for national football. I think it's the pinnacle of football. Some people disagree. Some people like club football. The national pride thing is above all for me. But to say that Luis Figo never won an international trophy, so then he's not great. The logic is, I saw a meme today where it was funny, but it made a lot of sense. The person said, either scores, Ronaldo gets the glory.
Yeah.
Higuain misses, Messi gets the blame. Now that's an interesting way to put it, because let's say Higuain, World Cup, the last two Copa Americas. Let's say Higuain scored the goals that were given. Then would Messi all of a sudden become the greatest player? Then you are saying that Messi's greatness depends on Higuain scoring, and that Messi is less of a player because Higuain didn't score, which is unfair. Just like it's unfair to say that Ronaldo is not a great player if he didn't win the tournament. They will have the lurking shadow because he was injured, and a lot of people are making arguments he was not as outstanding as an individual player for Portugal as maybe Messi was for Argentina. There's so many things to look at, but I still think it's wrong to base their greatness. I think they are great regardless, and even if Ronaldo, I know our camera person agrees. Do you agree?
Nope.
Okay. See, that's
Pro Messi.
Yes. So cameraman is pro Messi, but the thing is, so I like Messi. I don't even lie about that, but I'm going to do the impartial thing. I think when you're analyzing these players, these are two guys we will miss when they retire.
Not really.
Yeah. Well, I will miss when they retire.
Yeah.
So basically, saying that Ronaldo is better than Messi now is irresponsible, I think.
Yeah.
I think it's not it takes away from what Portugal has accomplished, because Quaresma had a really good tournament. I always liked him, and when they won, I felt a bit of happiness for Quaresma. Quaresma had a hard career. Quaresma was a hero. He was supposed to be the Ronaldo, and he flopped.
Yeah.
So deep down inside, I felt a little bit of happiness for Quaresma and the Portuguese team, because I don't like what the media is doing where they're making it out to be a Ronaldo's victory. It was Portugal had a really nice team.
Yeah.
These guys, just if you look at the team, you could see that they were getting along. They were playing for each other. Their tactics were right. You could see the coach and the players were.
Just a quick note: this Portuguese team was more of a team than previous Portuguese teams.
Agreed.
When they had their stars, it shows you how important team is to winning titles.
Yeah, and we're starting to see a trend. Like Chile versus Argentina.
Yeah.
Chile, player for player, it's nowhere close to Argentina, but they had a really tight, compact unit. And this raises another argument about Messi and Ronaldo. When things got tough for Argentina, the team really relied on Messi.
Yeah.
And that's a whole other discussion by itself. But just to round out the argument, which this is a thing that could go on for apparently years, because it's a topic that's been taking place since both players broke onto the scene.
Yeah.
I always thought it was annoying, as you saw in my very funny Instagram clip, which I'll put below to show that I'm very impartial. But I think that, take nothing away from Ronaldo, yes, he's won the title, congrats to him. But I don't think it makes him any less of a player, just like it does not make Messi any less of a player for not winning an international title with Argentina. Because what people are, by that logic, which is very flawed, if Messi was to win, they are criticizing him right now and saying he's not the best because he lost those 3 finals. If he wins the next World Cup, did he all of a sudden become great? It's just an inaccurate way of judging footballers. I disagree with it. I think Ronaldo is good, Messi is good as well, and they have accomplished a lot individually. And to say a player is less great than he really is because of the international titles he did not win is silly, and I don't believe in that. But maybe you could let us know in the comments below.
Yeah. Speaking about Mr. Messi,
Leo.
His compatriot El Loco,
Marcelo
Bielsa, he signed a contract with SS Lazio in Rome, and 48 hours after, he left.
Yes.
Citing that Lazio didn't come through on their transfer targets.
Yes.
He had 4 in 48 hours. Lazio did nothing.
And
is that just?
Bielsa, Bielsa, there's a reason why they call this guy Loco. He does things like this. He's very, very eccentric. He's one of those kind of, odd. But then again, all geniuses have these quirks.
Yeah.
Bielsa was always this kind of guy. He had these weird press conferences that were so long and technical that the press used to be like, all right, we want to go, and he's still talking because he grows up from a family of lawyers and so on. So he's definitely a very highly intelligent guy. Pep bases the entire style of football on him, Simeone and Pochettino as well. And he has been known to be very, to make decisions full of conviction. Bilbao, when Bilbao he was doing great with Bilbao, he walked away. He literally quit, I think a week before the season started.
Did the same in Marseille.
Yeah, when things were going well, because there's a way he likes to do things, and if he doesn't agree, he walks away. And it's not really, it depends on how you look at it. Maybe he's a troublesome guy, maybe he's not. And what I think is going on is that I just think it's convenient. I have no basis for this. This is just me giving my opinion as a guy who obsesses over Argentine football. I just have this feeling with the rumors of Varane and the AFA going after Sampaoli.
Yeah.
That it's no coincidence that when Argentina needs a coach, Bielsa quits. No, this could very well be wrong, and tomorrow we'll find out that, I don't know, maybe Hector Cooper comes out from exile and coaches Argentina. But I have this feeling that that's what's taking place, that he realized, because of his eccentric behavior, I could see him taking up the challenge of wanting to coach Argentina right now. So
yeah, I think he has that larger than life personality.
He does.
That he's larger than the AFA. He can come in there and make decisions and have the fans on board with his beautiful football. So it's something that in the long run could work out.
Yeah.
He had a very long spell in charge of RB Celeste, 6 years, which is in today's world a
very
really long time. Yeah. So I would like to see Loco Bielsa on that Argentine bench. I would love to see that. I would, because back in 2002 and the Olympics, he was fabulous.
Yeah.
So,
I think Bielsa has unfinished business with Argentina.
Yes.
Because when he left out of exhaustion. When Argentina was playing probably the best football I've ever seen them play. Ever. I'm being dead serious. If I go on YouTube and look at Argentina 2000, and especially after the World Cup, because we all know what happened at the World Cup. But even then, there's articles saying that was one of the best teams. They played the best football and got eliminated. But after that, they were just blowing people away. And I really thought if Bielsa stuck around, they probably would have destroyed many teams. And he did what he did as what he always does. He got tired and he left. I think he has unfinished business. I think he is the perfect guy for Argentina right now. Hopefully they get him. He is a guy who is part of the Peckerman project. So he understands, he saw what he did with Chile. Chile's success right now is as a result of, Peckerman, Bielsa's work. And I think he's exactly the kind of guy Argentina needs right now. I know we started off about Lazio and him quitting, but I think Bielsa is definitely most likely going to be the next coach of Argentina.
Come on, El Loco.
Yes, come on. We need you back in Argentina. Argentina needs you. Maybe he's the guy to get Messi back, and he's the kind of guy who can rebuild Argentina. So let's see how that unfolds.
Yeah.
So there you have it, guys. We've come to the end of another episode of Extra Time TV.
Yeah.
Euros are done. Copa Centenario is done. We covered everything we could have covered. And Kevon, where can we find you?
You can find me at Kev868 on Twitter and Instagram. Andre, where can they find you?
You can find me at Andrew Soklal on Twitter and Instagram. It's the same thing. And you can subscribe to my channel at Andres Aymar. And feel free to leave, your comments, questions, or suggestions in the comment section below.
Yeah.
Check out our blog in the description. And stay tuned. We'll have more episodes coming soon.
And like us.
Yes. Please like us.